Here on our channel, the number one priority is what you want to see. And you want to see the Audi RS5 Sportback. Yeah, that's why we have it here today. Let's go! In the front, the A5 in general has this design line that goes all the way to the front grille from every single direction. Really interesting. The RS5 then, sinister here with the glossy black, and you can also get the Audi rings in black if you go for a black design package. RS5 badge, strong lower spoiler. You can also get the carbon fiber accentuations if you like, and then matrix LED are from standard equipment, and what a cool daytime running light.
An option, you can see it here with the blue accentuations. There's also the laser light available with a dark background. And these are the cascading turning indicators. Always a great show.
Guys, this is one of the rare occasions where the car does not move, where the camera does not move, but you could leave the picture for 10 minutes and it would still be beautiful. Enjoy the length of 4.78 meters, 15'7" or 188 inches for the Sportback. That means 2.5 inches or 6 centimeters longer in wheelbase than the RS5 Coupe. The Coupe, of course, and the two-door. Here the Sportback, the four-door version, but still with a very central roofline and strong shoulder area. And I'm not sure if I'm the only car enthusiast who thinks about other things when seeing such a sensual and sexy shape of a vehicle. Okay, I don't know, it's a little bit weird, but maybe it's the same with you. RS5 badge here, then lower area here with the carbon fiber spoiler in this carbon fiber package. We get 19 or optional 20-inch wheels. These are the 20-inch wheels in black, really massive styling. 6,000 euros extra for the carbon ceramic brakes in the front. Really cool. Yeah, in this segment you only get it in the front, but trust me, that's enough. Then carbon fiber here also for the side mirrors. So a lot of cool design elements, black frames around. Yeah, I can just say in the styling, pure awesomeness. Today here with a fixed roof, but you can also get a panoramic glass roof. And the Coupe you could also get with a CFRP roof, so carbon fiber reinforced plastics. Here in the rear, more modern signature for the tail lamps. We also have a carbon fiber spoiler in this optional carbon package. Black Audi rings because of the black pack, RS5 logo, and then the lower part really cool with this diffuser style honeycomb structure on the inside. There is a sports exhaust as base, but this is the optional sports exhaust. You can see it because that's the black styling. Then there's a valve also on the inside, and you already heard some of the sound experience. Then as for the suspension, you get a fixed RS Sport suspension or the DRC. It's a dynamic ride control, and this has then 3 different levels: stiffer, normal, or really comfortable. It's not adaptive in each mode, but fixed 3 modes, and that of course makes the riding at least a little bit adjustable. We also have it here today.
And not to miss the cascading turning indicators here at the rear.
Yeah, there it is. The V6 2.9 liter bi-turbo, 450 horsepower, 3.9 seconds is the acceleration figure. Quattro all-wheel drive, but with a rear wheel bias, 40-60% is the standard distribution. I think we can live with that. First of all, door closing sound. Yeah, really solid for a vehicle that has frameless doors.
Alcantara at the inside of the doors, then carbon fiber inserts here as well. Great build quality and lovely sporty features like these RS5 entry badges. And big RS logo on the floor mats. Yes, that's what we want to have. And of course, my favorite feature, the Alcantara steering wheel. I see the comments coming, yeah, it's not durable and so on. Trust me, it's more durable than you think. And there are also cleaning tips for Alcantara steering wheels, and you will enjoy it every single moment you drive it. Better grip. It's not cold in winter. It's not sweaty in summer. It's just awesome in a sporty vehicle. Every racing driver uses an Alcantara steering wheel. There's a reason for that. Then the seats usually also come or start with Alcantara on the inside. You should also stick with that. Here with this stitching or the special honeycomb structure, it looks somewhat cooler, but it's not that comfortable to sit on when it's from animal skin. These are the integrated RS seats. In an S5, you could still get one with separated head restraints. These seats are more comfortable. Here, they are already quite stiff, but yeah, more or less okay. Now getting inside, and one of my rules when entering one of my vehicles is you always have to use a shoe tap to keep the floor mats clean. I'm always cleaning the floor mats like all over the place. Yeah, I know, maybe also weird again, but that's how I treat the cars. Then, seating position here, when I put it in the lowest position with 1m86 or 6'1", still leaves headroom. When you go for the panoramic roof, you have a little less headroom, but still sufficient. Steering wheel control, in, out, up, down, a super smooth process. This is, to me, one of the most important details in build quality. When you adjust the steering wheel and it gives you a great feeling, you immediately think, this is a well-built vehicle. Yeah. What do you guys think? Interior overview, soft touch here, but here a little bit of mixed elements and styling and gaps. That can be done better, meanwhile, I think, but cool build quality here. The carbon fiber inlet, Quattro logo, and my favorite clicking sounds, climate unit elements. This is my all-time favorite AC unit ever. I hope it never goes away, but we've seen it. Sometimes it will maybe go away and be a touchscreen also. I hope it won't. This is really so straightforward, but so high class in how it feels, and also with the metal knurling around. Here then with this hovering function. So yeah, that's also a fancy detail. For sure, drive select in the lower part, so to select this one while driving and change the driving mode, yeah, could be better, but again, great build quality. The cool thing here, however, with the RS, we have an RS mode at the steering wheel, and then we can pick RS1 or RS2, and you can adjust them. And for example, set here in this case, it makes sense. RS1 mode is the drive system is still balanced. Suspension also, steering is more dynamic, engine sound is already more pronounced and so on. But then in the RS2 mode, and again you can individualize it, everything is set on the most dynamic and sportiest function. I think that's a very logical thing to put it that way. Shifting pedals here behind the steering wheel, that's cool. Volume control on the steering wheel. Soon more details to the digital instruments. You start with 7-inch small screen and analog dials. These are the full 12.3-inch digital instruments. And here, since the facelift in the middle part, you've already seen a 10.1-inch screen. New one with touchscreen. The MMI knob is gone in the middle part, but you can easily reach it here, and there's a good menu structure. Also soon more deals to that. Lower part with USB-A supply, 12-volt power supply, start-stop button as well. And then adaptive cup holders, so a small cubby hole right here. And you have this converter, automatic gearbox shifting lever with a nice Alcantara covering. And for the passenger, if it's like, Thomas, your music is too loud again, then the passenger can tune it down. Maybe they should leave this knob, right? Then here the armrest, soft covering. You put it up, and then there's USB-C supply now and an inductive charging mat. Then the infotainment system. I really like it because it's a straightforward menu structure, not too much BS in this menu, and you have the vertical menu to easily access everything else. Here, once again, the car menu up close. For example, with the RS monitor you have here, where we see a lot of details, but usually probably you would leave it in this one, that you can see the driving modes, or if you select one of the RS modes, here when I selected the steering wheel once again, then hotkey to the Apple CarPlay on the left side. This is definitely very helpful. And this B&O optional sound system is really cool, I can tell you. And this is, by the way, one of my all-time favorite trance songs. You should tune into that. I just love this song, and I love this sound system. Awesome. Really, really cool. I would recommend it. Once again, back to the Apple CarPlay menu. It's a good integration, and I think, once again, straightforward menu. Yes, the MMI knob is gone, but you can very well live with this touchscreen system. The rear view camera is so far so good in one way, but in another way, the resolution meanwhile could be better. Now getting on the inside, in the rear, and whoa! This was close. We have it in slow-mo. Oh wow, that was really close. That's the thing about the sporty looking vehicles. However, if you think about the comparison to the RS5 Coupe, here the thing is, I can still sit here. Again, remember, this here 2.5 inches or 6 centimeters longer in the wheelbase than the Coupe. Not only in overhang, real the wheelbase, and that's why I can sit here, whereas it's not possible in the Coupe. So, and it's more or less okay. It's of course a little cozy here. Sporty seating position, but also headroom-wise, it works for tall adults. So this car is indeed for tall adult proof. Soft touch at the inside of the door, and again the nice Alcantara. So once again, top in the build quality. And we have Isofix at the outside of the seats, and we have these cup holders, which are really massive. Can be folded out like this. Middle console, 2 USB-A chargers, and also a rear climate unit. You can also get rear seat heating. In the trunk, the cool thing here with the Sportback is this fastback opening, so very good access, and you can see here no problem with the cabin trolley. Already folded one of the seats. There's also ski hatch available. Underneath some more space, and they put the battery here in the lower back part for the balancing reason, for the weight. And then here, the normal length is just a little over a meter or a little over 40 inches, and the width the same, almost just a little under a meter or under 40 inches, and the height here to the cover, we are at 20 inches or about 50 centimeters. So really a very well usable sports vehicle. And you can see how wide it really opens. And child safety test. Yeah, that's also very well done. And here, once again, really very well accessible, almost like driving in an estate. There is also the RS4 estate, of course. That would be, the other choice. But here I think a good compromise between coupe look and RS4 alike practicability. Welcome to Thomas's Active Driving Lounge with the Audi RS5 Sportback today. Soon the comparison, the RS5 Coupe versus the BMW M4. Here then we can use the Audi Drive Select, but of course in this case RS mode at the steering wheel, and it's not too wet yet, so we can even use the RS2 mode, of course. Please don't attempt, and we'll start at 35 kilometers an hour and see how it goes. That's 200 kilometers an hour, 125 miles an hour. Holy mother of... Whew. That is awesome. And I mean, it was, of course, kind of extreme, but at the same time so calm and collected. And now here at 200 kilometers or 125 miles an hour, lane change like nothing. Suspension is set on a stiffer tone. And I mean, wow. Noise installation is still quite good. Not, of course, a comparable level to an Audi S8 we had recently. But wow, how much I'm controlling of this vehicle. This is a pure driving machine. And now, hard on the brakes here. Yeah, whoa, what a braking performance, awesome. Actually, the brakes were almost more impressive than the acceleration even, so that was really super cool. We have the DRC mounted here, as I told you earlier, dynamic ride control, and this means it's not the fixed RS sport suspension, but here it's not adaptive in a way that it really varies in the mode, but you can pick 3 different modes, and these 3 different modes are fixed then. So comfort, auto and dynamic.
And when I use the RS modes here at the steering wheel, we are in this fixer or stiffer dynamic mode. And this really brings us more performance here when, cornering and of course keeping it stiff and highway speed and so on. That's really cool, but of course less comfort than in everyday driving life. And I let myself drop back a little bit here so I can lower the window and use also the shifting pedals, show some of the sound. Ooh. Nice. So this 2.9 liter V6 bi-turbo with the quattro all-wheel drive, and this is still here the classic quattro all-wheel drive we all want to have. 40-60% distribution as a standard, and then it varies a little bit, but definitely always rear-wheel bias. Yeah, there are always these remarks here, come on, this understeering, whatever that is. Yes, there is a lot of power also at the front wheels, but to really feel an understeering with this vehicle, you have to put it on the racetrack, because otherwise the all-wheel drive will just help you to bring the power on the ground. 3.9 seconds to 100 kilometers an hour or 62 miles an hour is the acceleration figure, and I think we could truly reach it. Of course, we weren't starting at 0. Yeah, every lane change is so much fun with this vehicle. This Alcantara steering wheel is awesome, and here getting off the motorway, we'll soon head on again. It feels like nothing. This car feels so stable and situated on the road. It's just pure joy to drive. And to me, always a good thing about the Audi RS models is that they still have some kind of comfort compromise. So if you compare them to Mercedes AMG top models and the BMW M top models, they are even stiffer as for suspension setup and so on. And you might want to have that, but maybe not. So yes, the S5, for example, is still more comfortable, of course, than this one. So the really question is how much comfort, what is your compromise between sportiness and comfort, and in which direction do you want to move it? And it's really like S5 and then the BMW M performance models. Then I would say the light AMG models, C43 and so on. Then the Audi RS, and then the BMW M and the Mercedes AMG 63 model. So like from more comfort to less comfort, and also then into the sportiness. But of course, I'm not missing any sportiness here. I can still drive this car in the RS mode, but then when I go back and release the RS mode and go here to the comfort setting, I mean, you still feel it's a rather stiff, sporty vehicle, no doubt about that. But you can have it in a more comfortable way, and also set, for example, the cruise control here. This is a normal cruise control here in this vehicle. 80k around, 80,000 dollars is like the base price for an RS5, and with all the extra equipment we have in here, about 120. And then we don't have an adaptive cruise control in here. It's like, seriously? You also have to pick that one, even more optional? I mean, the Mazda 3 for like 20k something has this as standard. So seriously, Audi, I think that's not acceptable. On the other hand, you can say when you buy such a more sporty vehicle, you want to have maybe just a normal cruise control, but I don't think that's really true. But leave me your comments to that. So here in the tunnel, once again, also you can see how the illumination at night is. So nice ambient lighting here as well. And let's go into the RS mode once again, RS2 mode also, because this sets everything on the sporty mode. And what happens when we are already at about 80 kilometers an hour, like 50 miles an hour, and accelerate it out. And goodbye, everyone. Hitting the red limiter. Now I'm gonna stop it again, 200 kilometers an hour in the corner. Lane change once again. Rain is picking up a little bit, so I have to be careful. This feels like being in the Eifel at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, definitely. Also the rain is fitting to that for sure. And how stable, how much I'm in control of this vehicle, it's phenomenal. It's really awesome. I love this Alcantara steering wheel. It's giving me so much control of the vehicle, so much balance handling. The interface between driver and vehicle is awesome. I have a perfect feeling of the steering command, the steering ratio, and the progressiveness of the steering. So I have a very fine-tuned feeling for what I'm doing. At the same time, I don't have to steer a lot. And that's really helping in both in sporty driving and also controlling this car in your everyday driving life. Because also easy to park this car in and out than with this kind of more sensitive steering. It's not that it would not be comfortable on longer motorway journey with the steering ratio here, but to me it's just perfect. One of the best steerings there is on the market, and it really tells you, go for it in the slalom. Yeah, always pay attention to your passengers, that they don't kill you afterwards. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, that's when you guessed in the Rs5. So, and now some countryside driving. Look at that, you mean 90-degree corner and 90-degree steering. I love that. That's how it's supposed to be. And I know there are always these discussions about the Alcantara steering wheels, like, yeah, they are not that durable and so on. And the hell with that. It's awesome, period. So, and even if it would not be that durable, there are cleaning guides for Alcantara steering wheels, no problem. It's more durable than you think, and every second you touch it, you feel it. No matter if in summer or winter, you are enjoying it, go for it, period. So now countryside driving, a little bit more relaxing. I can also, for example, release the RMS mode then, and whew, a little bit more relaxing right there, comfort mode for suspension. And I could also do things like leaving the suspension in comfort mode, and I say, oh, I want to do like an overtaking maneuver or something, putting the shifting lever here, the central one, back to the, back to yourself as shifting mode then everything stays as it is. Suspension is more comfortable, but the shifting is just a little more sporty. Gears are turned up higher, shifted down earlier, and of course, as I've shown to you, really nice shifting pedals right here. Go back yourself to second gear, and then whoa, and this plop from the sports exhaust. Yeah, even that sports exhaust is optional. Talked about this earlier, so that's always the catch. I mean, both with Audi, BMW, and Mercedes, so many options, and you ask yourself, like, at what point do this option list finally end? So that's, I think, I think sometimes also customer rip-off. They should just offer more standard equipment. That would be definitely better. Oh, interesting old Citroen. Youngtimer. I mean, they really had interesting designs back in the days with Citroen, didn't they? Well, yeah, so I really have to say, great sporty driving on the motorway. Such a cool motorway vehicle. If you compare it to the bigger segment, like Audi A6, A7, or even the A8, of course here you have somewhat less comfort, but you feel so much more agility, so much more balanced handling and less weight. If you ask me, Sportback or Coupe, go for the Sportback. If you're not only using it alone or with two people, if you need that rear bench. And of course, this fastback opening is so practical, so you can have like a estate-alike practicability while having this driving experience here. And it does have a slightly longer wheelbase here, the Sportback, than the Coupe. Yeah, and therefore the Coupe also, feels a little sportier indeed, but it's not the world. It doesn't feel like a completely different car. So in most of the cases, I really have to say the more wise decision is to pick the Sportback, because this car here can still combine so much. Having the animal surface here on the seats, of course, makes it less comfortable when you stick with the base Alcantara option, at least if that's the case in your market, if they offer it. It also will give you a little bit more comfort. And of course, the seats you have in the S5 as standard are more comfortable than the seats you have in the Rs5. So at the end of the day, if you ask me, Coupe or Sportback, yeah, I love the design of the Coupe, but Sportback it is. And if you ask me, Rs5, M4, or then the C63, yeah, really tough decision. We do have, again, the comparison very soon, M4 versus Rs5 in the Coupe version. But to me also, this car feels more suitable to a customer that drives it every day. That's also why I would probably lean to that. Yeah. What was that? It was like this Corsa accelerating on the hill and having wheel spin. a depression that way. Yeah, and then what about bigger or smaller vehicle? Here, definitely lighter, more balanced, sportier handling. Then also question what you want to do with the vehicle. So, what a great performance. But of course, as the pinnacle of our driving part, what is still missing? Yes, driving up Autogefuel peak. And that is to come right now. Oh, there's one more tunnel. What can we do in the tunnel? Oh, there's a tuned MX-5, like a underground MX-5 behind us. Want to give him a show? Let's see if we get a response. Doesn't feel like giving us a response today. I mean, doesn't have to. So, now we're approaching our famous riding up the hill. We always do that with performance vehicles when we have the chance to in our surroundings. This will be a lot of fun, definitely. So, here we go. Shifting back a gear. I keep it in the manual mode now. So you hear that? I can turn up the gears a little bit higher. RS2 stiff suspension mode. Wow, blop, blop, blop from the exhaust. Now look at that steering. I can really keep my hands on the steering wheel all the time. Great automatic gearbox. Yes, a classic converter gearbox. I just prefer it. Classic all-wheel drive, rear-wheel bias, converter automatic gearbox. That's what we want to have, right? And look at how flawless this car is on the road. And I think that's also a difference. I mean, if you want it more extreme, then get the M3, M4, and the C63 with the pure rear-wheel drive. That is like, you know, the more extreme feeling. But if you like this super balanced feeling, then this is here the vehicle for you. This car is super sporty, but it's one of the smoothest sporty vehicles. That's, I think, the strength of it. So I'll leave a little bit here to enjoy. And now, how much understeering do we really get? Let's see. Little bit maybe, but I mean, still really cool. Of course, we cannot accelerate it out that much and then have like rear wheel spin, but still. Yeah, it's really very, very well done. What a joyride. And I hope you enjoyed it as well.
And now to our conclusion for today with the Audi RS5 Sportback. I mean, what a design, really awesome. To me, one of the most beautiful Audi models overall. And here with the black rings and the black design package, even more sinister look, and of course the Tango Red, really strong color, one of the coolest colors you can pick this vehicle in. Sportback or Coupe? To me, rather the Sportback. Yes, the Coupe looks even sportier, but the Sportback is so much more versatile, especially with this fastback opening. And also, of course, and even more on the interior. You don't have any compromise in driving. It still drives super, super sporty. But the cool thing about the RS models at Audi is that they still deliver you some kind of comfort. And I think they have really found a good compromise. If you want it even more comfortable, go for the Audi S5. This is also a very, very good choice. And if I think about everyday driving life, it would probably also be the better choice. And also price performance-wise, this here, as I said earlier, more than 80k, somewhat in the entry price, and about around $20,000 or euros when you put it in a full spec, even with the additional sporty features. Interior build quality, really awesome. Since the facelift, more with the touchscreen, but you still have a lot of hard buttons left. So I think it's also a good compromise in this respect. Yeah, the Alcantara seats, if you can get them, would be an even better choice. Alcantara steering wheel is awesome. So overall, what a cool driving experience. And I hope to see you also soon in our comparison
with the Audi RS5 Coupe and the BMW M4 in the new generation. If you watch this video at a later stage, the video is probably already online, and we will also link it in the video description. Thank you for watching today, and I hope to see you next time.